things are about to pick up right now because we have a guest. I would love to bring him in right now. He is a legend in Pittsburgh, defensive tackle, Cam Heyward.
Yeah. Good. What's good? I can't believe that clip show. Rich must have arranged that to get under my skin.
Yeah, he would never do such a thing. No, not our Rich. Cam, how are you, man?
I'm good. We got camp next week. Just trying to enjoy my free time while I got it.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to get into. Like, what is an off season like for Cam Heyward at this point? Like, is it look different now that you've been doing this for a while? Different from when you were a rookie, first, second year. Now, like, what does off season look like for you?
Well, having kids definitely has changed everything. You're definitely dedicated more to them during the off season. Going to basketball games, flag football, softball games, staying busy there. And then just the professional side of it, I feel like I've started to start training even earlier. Now I take off a week or two as opposed to when I was younger, you might take a month off. But then the business side of just, networking and, going out and traveling, you do a lot more. So it's definitely jumped up and ramped up more than I ever thought it would when I was a younger guy.
Yeah. Do you look forward to the off season then, or is it like oh no, I've got all this extra stuff I got to do now. I got to get done. Like,
Yeah.
what's the dynamic like? I mean, when you're in season, it's like this is your job, right? This is you're regimented. You know exactly what you're doing. That's kind of spelled out for you. But like off season, now you said you've got all this going on. It's not like you're a young man. You're just taking a month and going to Cabo or something. Like what do you look forward to it? Are you like, this is a rest, or how is it mentally for you?
It's funny, like I look forward to the off season, right when it ends. But then when I get to this time, I'm looking forward to like end season because I need that routine in my life. I need football is my safe haven. Football is like where I can just focus and just lock in, and there's not as many distractions. So excited for the season. So to get this thing going.
Yeah, man. And this season, especially, you got to be a little excited, right? You guys landed your quarterback. I think the last time we talked, you had nobody throwing the ball. You had no one under center. I think I might have made a remark or two about that, and now you got all AR. So and he said it's his final season. It sounds like.
Sounds like it. If all things go the way we want, we might have to beg him to come back for more. But last time we talked about him being the bear killer. Now we get to bring him over here, and we're gonna have him kill some other logos and mascots along the way.
So yeah, you got some wildlife in your division.
So I look forward to it.
He could be a Raven killer. He could be a Bengal killer. Yeah, and I think you guys are coming to Chicago at some point this season, right?
Yeah, you gonna come to the game?
Oh, I hope so. I'd love to. I'd love to be there. I mean, maybe.
Dude,
I don't know. I'm bad luck, man. I'm bad luck for the Bears. Yeah,
then you better
is.
show
Week
up.
12,
I need
November.
you there.
Is that the week before Thanksgiving? Is that the Sunday before Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll see. I don't. When is our man? I have to look at our schedule. We had a big show around that time. War Games, Survivor Series in San Diego, sometime around that. But if I am free, I would love to be there for that. That would be tremendous. I'd love to see it.
I hear you're a big Bears fan, but then talking to the Street Profits, and there was talk that there was another big Bears fan. So it's a toss-up right now. You want to just clear the air and tell me who the bigger Bear fan is?
Oh, it's no question. It's me. No question. It's me. It's not even close. Montez, so the Street Profits are a tag team in WWE. There's Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. Montez Ford, also a Chicago Bears fan, but I mean, he's like Fairweather's a bad way to describe it, but he's not on the level that I'm on. Like I languish over football pretty much all season, but during the season especially, he moves on quickly. He's out quickly. Dawkins though is a Bengals guy.
Yeah, he is.
The other Street Profit, big Bengals guy, like huge Bengals guy. So he is praying for your downfall.
Oh, he is.
He wants
can't wait to shut him up.
Yeah, man, the Bengals are tricky. How'd you guys do against Cincy last year?
We went 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, we won up in Cincinnati, and then they beat us back in Pittsburgh.
God, these elite quarterbacks. What is that like? Is it a different mental game for you going in against someone like a Lamar or a Joe Burrow? Like, what is your mindset when you have someone that we would consider in our world an elite quarterback? Is it different than when you're going against like a rookie or someone that's a backup or someone that just doesn't have the
Yeah.
clout that these guys have? Like, do you prepare differently? Do you get up for the game a little bit more? Like, what's that feel like?
I don't know if it's good enough for the game, but you definitely have more in your pocket when you're playing those guys because they've seen everything. You play Joe and you play Lamar. You got to have different looks that you might have shown early in the season. You got to be able to bring blitzes off of edges in the middle. Because the thing with Joe is he's got two wide receivers that are I think in the top 10 with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and then with Lamar, he's making his wide receivers great, and then he's got the feet to just dance around the pocket. So it's a different task week in and week out, but there's a lot of respect there because those guys are up for the MVP every year. So you got to have your best performances.
And do you think the inverse, when they see someone like a Cam Hayward on the opposite side, under center there, they're looking across the line. Do you feel a confidence like, oh, they know it's me? You know what I mean? They know I'm coming for them.
Yeah, there's no doubt of that. Like, I try to make sure my presence is felt every time we play them. Win or lose, I'm gonna make sure that the quarterback, knows I'm coming for him, and he's not comfortable, having to run and make like TJ and Alex Highsmith on the outside. They make my job a little bit easier, but like we love to hunt quarterbacks for a living, and so going up against those guys and Cleveland every year, it creates for good rivalries and just hard hitting games.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite guy to get a hold of?
Oh, right now or like back when they were still playing?
Oh, pick one all time. I love an all timer.
All
Who's
time.
who's your favorite guy to just bring to the ground, stand
Dude, when
over?
you get Brady, that's just, because Brady talks a lot and like you respect it and he's the top of the game. And like if you get Brady on the ground, it's defeating to the other team because man, Brady is just he doesn't go down a lot. He's got a quick release. And they're usually big games where you got to get them down.
Yeah. So we talked about Rodgers, big offseason move for you guys. You made another move on your side of the ball recently.
Mhm.
Big trade with Miami, I believe it was. You've acquired Jalen Ramsey, who perennial All Pro, Pro Bowler. How do you
Yeah.
feel like that changes the defensive dynamic? What does it do for you guys now moving into the season?
First, the way it came out, I thought we were, bringing Jalen in for just a pick. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I love this, and then I found out it's a trade with Minka. And I'm like, damn, you're taking away, a guy that has really meant a lot to our group. So I was a little bit bummed about it. But, you look at what Jalen brings to the table, there's no short of talent there. Jalen, is a ball hawking, DB that can play corner, he can play slot, he can play safety. His versatility makes him, very, very great in our defense. And week in and week out, you look at him and he's taken receivers out of the equation. I loved looking at those battles between him and DK all those years ago. It's nice to have both of those guys on our sideline now, and now they can go out and wreak a lot of havoc on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he is a personality though. He's a personality, and as someone who has a locker room, I have my own locker room in WWE,
Yeah,
and I know that when someone comes into that locker room who has a personality, there's always an eyebrow. There's always an eyebrow being raised, and it's different when there's a body of work that comes with it.
yeah.
They can get a little bit of a pass sometimes. Do you consider yourself? I mean, you've been in that locker room what 15 years now, this is your 15th season, I think. So it's like, are you consider yourself, you have to, the guys have to consider you a locker room leader at this point.
Yeah.
wh- is there that thought in your head like, okay, we're going to give you a little bit of a leash, you can do your thing, we want you to do your thing, but like don't don't mess this up. We got a good thing here. Is there a feeling? Is there a conversation that gets had? Anything like that?
I don't think there's really a conversation. I think sometimes when guys get traded, they get a bad rap of who they are. You got to welcome a little bit of what each person brings. The logo is the logo, and the team is always put before everybody else. But what makes up the team is different personalities, and there's got to be a gel to it. I just talking to Jalen so far. Jalen just wants to play ball. Jalen wants a chance to compete at the highest level. And we're going to do whatever we can to foster that. We're going to put him in the right situations. Sometimes coaches, kind of run from those situations and say, man, that guy can be a headache. It doesn't matter if a guy's a headache. We can still win with a guy, and he can be a part of it and be a positive contributor. I think sometimes you got to welcome what all a player brings because that's what makes a good team. It's not like all good teams never have headaches or all good teams never have players that are different. Man, you got to let players be the players and go out there and try to mesh as a team.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got a stacked squad this year, and like I said, with Rodgers kind of saying it might be his last year, sort of thing. Like, I mean, all chips are in. Like, it's. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, every year you want to win the Super Bowl, but you got to be feeling like we got to. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it all out there this year, really. And my
Yeah.
my question is for you at entering year 15, especially in your position, how are you feeling? How many years do you think you want to do this? Where are you at mentally with your career and your future?
I'm still hungry. There are a lot of things I still want to accomplish in this league. And the first thing that comes to mind is, holding one of those Lombardis one day. I feel like we have a team to do it. You got to love the way our staff and our organization goes about every year saying we're trying to compete for a championship. It's not like we're trying to rebuild or, hold anybody back. We understand what this city wants. And as players, we want to answer that call. I take it year by year, see how the body's feeling, see if I'm able to, train the way I want, get after it. But when I can't do that, then I will hang it up. But I'm having a lot of fun doing this job, and what better job could you have than playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
You know what I will say? You've aged very well. You've aged very well. I'm looking at you
A
now
lot of
on
gray
the
hair
screen.
here.
Yeah, a little gray, never hurt nobody. But I mean, look at you. Still got like a baby face to you. Doesn't he, boys? Doesn't he still got like a little bit of like?
Yeah,
It's just a boyish charm to you. You mentioned you're a dad. How many? What? I don't think we've ever talked about dad life. Like, what's your
Yeah.
what's your kid situation? What's your home situation?
So I got one boy, two girls. My boy is 9, and then my girls are 7 and 5. And there's never a dull day in our house.
Yeah.
It's my son. He's like 5'7" at 9 years old.
Oh,
So
oh no.
he's a big kid. He's a big kid, and I was like that too as a kid. So like I always. You ever see that Robin Williams movie Jack? That
Oh
was like
yeah.
my that was like my life growing up. So he's going through that, and then my girls run the house. So we are very busy in our house.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Is your wife big? Like, do you have a stature wise too, or is she petite? What is he?
She's tall. She played volleyball at Ohio State as well.
Oh, okay.
So
So
she's 5'11", and she's the shortest of all her sisters. So
oh, nice. Wow. So yeah, your boy he's not gonna stop. That's
yeah,
fantastic. That's
off the charts, as
fantastic.
the doctor says.
Oh man, I love this. I love you boys got any questions for Cam?
Yeah,
Any-
Cam,
Sure.
I think we can't let you go without asking about number 90. What is
Yeah.
nothing too specific about, what he's up against, but what's the vibe in the locker room ahead of training camp when something like this is going on? Have you talked to him? What's his mindset? Just kind of the general feelings and what's going on with TJ Watt.
I think we've talked, but like we don't really talk about like contracts. But man, that's my brother. Like I want that dude to get paid what he deserves. That dude is one of the most fierce and best players in our league, and he's respected throughout the league. We talk about as a defense, we circle players on offense. but offensive players have to circle number 90 week in and week out. And there's a level of respect there. I've had the best time being able to play with him. And, I hope this year is not the last time we play together, because that dude, that's my running mate. And we create a lot of havoc together. And I just want to see that guy continue to be a Pittsburgh Steeler and be a one helmet guy.
Yeah, you don't only think of the Pittsburgh Steeler defense without thinking about you and TJ together. So, the idea, I mean, it's been thrown out. What if he gets traded? And so it's like, how do you handle those discussions as a team and as a unit?
I'm going up to Omar and I'm telling him that's not happening. If there's even a trade that gets up there, I don't think it helps our team to trade a guy like that.
Do you have that power? Are you?
No, I don't. I don't have that power.
You just bang on the door and be like, yo.
I'm gonna be like, hey, guys, we gotta have a
veto.
talk. I don't know if it's even gonna work, but I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring and just say this cannot happen. And I fail, but that's just the way I feel.
I love that. I love that.
Hey, Cam, TJ here. You famously had that quote earlier about Aaron Rodgers. Either you want to be a Steeler or you don't. It's that simple. You came on the show, we chopped it up. You kind of said, how it was taken or maybe misconstrued. Yeah. What was that first meeting like when AR finally showed up to camp? How'd you guys chop it up, and was that even addressed?
Man, it was funny. We got the text in a couple days before he signed. And then he texted me and was like, hey, can I come out to your golf event and then come out? I always host a family barbecue for, players and their families. And he was like, hey, can I just attend? And I was like, hell yeah. And we just got to chopping it up, and it just felt like he was bought in, and, it worked out for the best. Like, I know sometimes we live in a society where we want things now. But, patience has a way of, paying off. And to now see he's a Pittsburgh Steeler and just walking through the locker room, asking questions how we do things, he's bought in. And, that's all I can ask for, our quarterback. And as a teammate, I'm excited to go to work with him.
Yeah, that's the phrase that's being used, Cam. All in. The Steelers are all in this season with Rodgers and now Ramsey, and they'll get the Watt thing figured out. Does it feel like that to you guys, that this is kind of an all-in season?
Yeah, every year is all in for me. Shoot, you don't know if you're going to get another team. But, I think that's what you want. You could have a team that's trading everybody away and, just trying to stockpile picks. That's not the feeling I get here. It's more of, we are trying to make a statement for this team and provide ourselves an opportunity to compete for a championship.
Cam, you are the man. Thank you very much for joining us today. I think we did all right. Like, normally these roles are reversed. Usually you're interviewing me for your podcast. So it was very cool for you to come on here. Let me ask you some questions. I think, did I do okay? Can you give me a grade? Did I do all right?
You did great. You get an A.
A.
You didn't ask about our wager we made.
Uh-oh. Spill it, Cam.
I didn't forget that. I'm not letting you go away.
Yeah, we made that before Rodgers came on board, I think. but I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. I'll stick to it. So you better be there. You better be playing your heart out. I'll try to be there. I want to be there. I want to watch you lose to Chicago in Chicago. That's what I want to watch. Mostly,
I want to see you dressed like you.
I want to see you dressed up like me. That's what I want to see. We'll get you one of these fancy chains right here. We'll get you one of these. We'll get you all. I got an extra one in the works. We'll get you like a black and gold one. We can do it all for you, man.
Seth,
I want to see you in a Steeler jersey.
Oh,
up to the ring.
If it's a Steelers jersey, would it be your jersey or Aaron's jersey? Which one are you gonna make me wear?
Oh. No, I'll do mine. I don't
You don't want to hurt me too bad, man. Don't hurt me too bad. It pains me just to see him on my screen down here. But yeah, good luck to you, man. I'm sure this is not the last time we'll talk before we get to that game in November. So you're the man, dude. Thanks so much. I appreciate you coming on. Take it easy, brother.
Appreciate you. Get healthy, dude. We're gonna miss you.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.